Hey, welcome back. You are joining us for an episode of Showcasing the Fundaxi Network, where business meets community. Folks, I have one of our beautiful Fundaxi members, Mr. Jared Trujillo, the owner of Two Maids Cleaning Services right here in beautiful Albuquerque. Jared, welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Now, you're a member of this Fundaxi group. This is the Hydro Bar Fundaxi group, and you just recently became a member not too long ago. And the reason why is because you just launched your business.
That is correct. It's been about 4 months or so.
4 months. Well, congratulations. All right, all you guys out there, let's clap our hands for this young man right here. So tell us a little bit about Two Maids, and I really like to dig in, Jared. First, if you could just kind of give us a little bit of background on who you are and what your path to entrepreneurship has been, and maybe give us a short 30-second version.
Sure. So, yeah, I've been in restaurant management, which is still what I currently do, and I had a bug to own something. Of what that was, I had no idea about a year ago. And my wife kind of introduced me to an entrepreneur coach, and that kind of led one thing to another. And from there, we ended up meeting my coach, and she walked me through multiple franchises. And there was a point when I got into it, she said, "How do you feel about this process?" And I said, "I'm feeling really good, and I'm going to own something. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to own something."
Yeah.
And the whole idea is for us to kind of, my wife and I, to have that thing that we can contribute back to the community, that we know we can offer a service that people need, and
Sure.
Make people feel good about coming home.
Absolutely. I like that. So the path wasn't a linear path. You kind of took a lot of turns, dips, dives, but at the end of the day, the one thing that rung true was that you wanted to own something, and that's the thing that stuck with you. I like the idea that you suck out or you went and found somebody that could guide you down the path, and leaned in on that. What was that process like?
It was every 2 to 3 weeks we would have a Zoom meeting. We went through different assessments. She got to know my strengths, my weaknesses, my personality, I think was the big thing. Then it got to a point she said, "Okay, here's some options for you. Here's where I think you might be a good fit." Anything from a painting company to mobile. I think it was a mobile dog poop collection company, which didn't really interest me, but, different things from estate sales even. And I really had attraction to the Two Maids from the get-go. It was sexy. It looked good. There was something about it. The bright pinks just stuck out to me. And
Sure.
But the process was amazing. I recommend, even if I didn't buy it, the experience was something that I will always cherish, because it really brought a new type of mindset to my way of management, leadership, just discovering more about myself.
That's so awesome. I love that, and there's nothing better in the world to see is the progression that somebody makes when they decide, when they make up their mind that they want to do something outside of what they've always done.
Right.
And it's just so great to see somebody grow and continue to grow. It sounds like that's the path that you're on. The trajectory that you're on is continued growth. So you guys decided on and settled on Two Maids. There it is right there. I don't know if you guys can see that way over here, but here we go right there. How's that? There we go. I'm not good on the camera, but hey. You guys settled on Two Maids, and so tell us about that process and what it was that drew you in and attracted you to that particular business.
Through the process, when you go through the franchise process, some of it is you really want to get a history of kind of where the company's been. It's been around for 20 years. I was looking for something established, and you start going through validation calls, and every call or video I watched, every owner was satisfied. They seemed happy. There was a sense of you could have nights and weekends off in this. I'm like, okay, that's not normal for a business owner. I mean, we'd work. We're always going to be work and doing things, but we had enjoyment of it. So we went and got a small business loan from it. And the process was probably one of the most stressful things I've ever gone through, but it was one of the most enjoyable, as I look back now, processes I could have ever gone through. It's been very rewarding so far in our short time being around.
Good. So you're working on building that legacy for your family.
Absolutely.
And you were able to achieve that by purchasing a franchise.
Correct.
And that's how you entered into the entrepreneurial world. Mm-hmm. Since you've been in that world now, a lot of things have happened. But you talked this morning at the event at the Fundaxi networking event about being at a corporate training not too long ago. I was very surprised to hear what you said.
Yes.
Folks, if you're out there and you're watching and you're listening, this is something that you probably want to pay attention to, because I believe wholeheartedly it is the number one key on marketing your business, right? And so, Jared, I'm just going to let you run with what you told us this morning, and how you introduced your business to the group.
Yeah. So my wife and I had a lot of, we listened to people speak. People were coming to us asking how we got through our business, but we came to the bit understanding at Two Maids. The big question we ask people is who can say they never have enough time to do something?
Right.
And majority of the people in the room, there was 20 of them, rose their hand. But that's what we sell at Two Maids. We sell time. We sell you back your time. You buy 2 hours of cleaning, you get 2 hours back of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have time to clean your house because you're taking the kids to baseball or soccer or swimming.
Yeah.
We sell you the time of a clean home to come to.
That's a beautiful thing. I got to tell you, brilliant. That is brilliant. I'm anxious and eager to see the marketing campaign that you put behind that thought.
we had a customer give us a review the other day, and the review stated, I came home to my house being so clean, it felt better than a spa.
Yeah.
And for that, it just tells us that her money was well spent. She got to enjoy her house. Mm-hmm. She felt like she could put her feet up, relax in the comfort of her own home. And, that's something we enjoy giving back, because she got to enjoy that free time just relaxing in something that she enjoyed, which was her own home.
It's super important, especially with the business professional community. And those of us who have kids, who have young ones, right, that are involved, we probably spend most of our time on the road at events, for the kids, taking them from practice here to practice there to their competition here, their game there. And we have very little time that we spend in the home. And the last thing that we want to do is spend that little bit of time that we have having to clean up the messes that we've made.
Absolutely.
Now, please understand, that doesn't mean that we're lazy.
Right.
And by any means. It just means that we're super busy. And, to have that as a service, I just recently read a book. I think I shared it with you at the last meeting. It's a book by Dan Martell called Buy Back Your Time.
Yes.
And this book speaks to this concept, wholeheartedly in really identifying what the value of your time is and identifying where you can have people take care of tasks that would free you up so that you can do other things that are more meaningful to you.
Right.
In this case, that might be being able to read a book with your little one instead of having to pick up the house, right?
Yep.
And so I love the way that you position that, because you're addressing a problem that 90% of Americans
Absolutely.
have.
Yep.
We don't have time. And you're telling me, hey, I'm going to give you some of your time back, and we're going to come and we're going to clean your house, and we're going to make it so that when you get home, you don't have to do anything. You're going to be able to relax in your home and enjoy your kids. You're going to be able to spend time helping them with their homework. You're going to be able to spend time reading to them. You're going to be able to watch a movie with your wife And
Absolutely.
maybe you can't get out for date night, but you can have date night at home now because you're not having to spend the extra 2 hours to clean your house.
We'll make your house that spa.
That is so beautiful. So beautiful. So yeah, I'm curious to see your marketing behind this campaign, and just to see the whole marketing campaign. And I'll make it a point. We'll bring you back, and I want you to share the difference of your one-liner, right, and how you give your elevator pitch, right, with that in mind.
Absolutely.
And then how you've applied that to the other areas of your marketing and how that's changed, the way people think about the business and the way that they think about utilizing your services.
Right.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yes.
So in the short time that you've been in business, you guys have already garnered some awards.
We did. We were very surprised. It was a very humbling moment to go out to Vegas and be part of this ceremony. We thought, mostly just meeting people, and we won best category in, opening growth in 3 months to 2 years open, and achieving your goals past matrix. So it was a very surprising moment because we did not expect that, but it was, my wife and I are out there hustling on a daily basis to, we want it to be successful. We want to make sure people have these options.
By the way, I got to tell you, I got an email, and I loved it because you guys were promoting Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And you told me exactly what a sweetheart deal you had,
Yep.
and how I would be the hero of the household if I took advantage of the sweetheart deal, right?
Yep.
I love it. I'm a marketing guy, so I appreciate those things when they come. And so, you guys are definitely out there putting in the work. And I got to tell you, if you guys are out there, you're an entrepreneur, business owner, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. It's not like you wake up in the morning and they're going to be magically waiting at your door. You got to get out there and you got to work for it, right? And that's exactly what you guys are doing. So much so that you've already been recognized for it within the company as a whole, right? And I also understand you are one of the fastest growing franchises.
Yeah, we are the fastest growing franchise in the Two Maids history in the opening quarter. So
how about that?
Yeah, that was we had there was hints out there, like even our rep would look at us side-eyed like, are you really doing this? And we're out there every day. We're hustling. Yeah. We go to events. We meet people. We shake hands. We're all about. We can't do this just ourselves. We need the community. I'm born and raised in Albuquerque, and I'm nothing without Albuquerque, and we want to be part of that.
That's beautiful. And so that brings us full circle right back to Fundaxi. And so when you guys started your business, what motivated you to join Fundaxi?
I was filling in at another networking group that wasn't Fundaxi for my wife, because she was doing that in her previous role with a different company. And when we opened up, I was covering for her, and then she got things kind of ironed out in the first month or so with her assistant, so she kicked me out and told me to go find my own. So here I am. I got a list, and she brought me a list home, and she said, you could pick one of these. And it was Tuesdays worked, and it was a Tuesday at 8 o'clock before. This was Tuesdays at 9, and it worked out perfect for me.
Good.
I've loved it so far, and it's been a great experience.
Perfect. Well, we were talking about how businesses, experience Fundaxi, and so it's a little different for everybody. Can you share a specific example of how your involvement with Fundaxi has strengthened your relationship in the community?
Yeah, I think we have met many people that have done, different things. I'm a big advocate of just being there for the community. We do a lot of philanthropy work with our house during the holidays, and we've always given back to the storehouse, and this kind of falls right in with my values of what I've done in the past. I love giving back, and anything I can do. Like I said, I'm a homegrown in the hometown, so it's anything I can do, and you get an opportunity to meet people.
Good. That's a fantastic way to put it, and a lot of folks understand that, and they get that. There are some folks out there that maybe need a little bit of help understanding that. And so, with that, what advice would you give to another business owner, an entrepreneur like yourself that's considering joining Fundaxi? To make those community connections. What advice would you give them?
Just don't be afraid. We're all going through it the same. I think a lot of people get caught up in the, it's not going to work, or it doesn't always work, but you meet people, and, there's eventually going to be a point where somebody needs your service and they have a referral.
Right.
So, and that's what it all comes down to is it's not a bad thing to meet people.
There you go. It's not a bad thing to meet people. Now, people might know you here in our community for something different. I try to get on that list, but I was nowhere near the level that you're at. We're not talking about, anything on a stage or anything like that. But you happen to run one of the biggest groups on social media, right?
Yes,
why don't you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about that? I think it's interesting to know.
So yes, my wife and a friend of ours, we all worked with each other. My wife knew her from the past. We just started a group called the Albuquerque Area Holiday Light Tour back during the pandemic. Started it selfishly so we can look at all the cool Christmas lights in town. I've always been a Christmas light advocate, and we started it, and I probably started with doing maybe 5,000 lights on my house, back in 2020, where this year I think I topped over 50,000 lights on my house.
Wow.
I know my roof alone had 19,000 on it.
Good Lord.
But yeah, we started doing that, and that turned into where we have this page that has 45,000 people on it, where you can showcase and feature your house. We've also turned that into a donation hub type of fundraiser, where we have set 6 different hubs last year throughout Albuquerque, and I go around and I collect the food with some of the other members of the group. And this year we raised over, I think, 3,600 pounds of food.
Wow.
I think since 2020 we're close to 15,000 pounds of food.
Beautiful.
Which we've raised for the storehouse, which we love the storehouse too, because they are also very local, and they do rely on other organizations like the Roadrunner Food Bank to help them, but sometimes the Roadrunner has to supply everybody, so sometimes supplies are limited. So us helping directly to the storehouse is great, because anybody can go to the storehouse.
That's right.
Which what we really appreciate.
So you took one of your passions, and at the time it was simply, it's COVID, we want to get out of our house, and we want to go find all the cool houses that are decorated for Christmas. And so let's put together a group of folks to identify those houses. And then inside of that, you turned into one of those houses.
Yeah, well, I was already part of it. Our friend Melissa she headed the way. She was very big fan. Like, she's like, would you help me with it? I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. And then I was driving around. I would find a house, and she had the map control. I took a picture. I'm like, hey, add this to the map, add this to the map, add this to the map. And then people started going on, could you add me to the map? And then now we don't even search for houses. We have over 700-800 people on this map that add themselves to the map.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so there's tons of houses on there that are from your single string display and a couple inflatables to houses like mine, full light shows that have 100,000 pixels, that you could see from the moon. I mean, it's pretty. Believe it or not, Albuquerque is probably one of the most festive cities. I would put us up there with any other city. But we have there's a lot of lights out there. And I think our page has helped a lot with that.
Well, I got to tell you, on the west side, around 98th and Tower, we found a house there just tucked into a little neighborhood. And, the guy's got, what would be these big, massive strobe lights that shoot into the sky.
That's Jake Flores.
He
is one of our hubs.
Yeah.
So yes, I do know him very well. He is part of the donation group, and he collects out. Like, that's cool because he's our Southwest corridor.
Yeah.
Yep. I went this year and I was like, oh my gosh, you could see those lights probably from space.
Yeah. So it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. So during the holidays, know this exists out there. What is the group called on Facebook?
It's Albuquerque Area Holiday Light Tour, and then in parentheses we say maps because there's another one out there that just kind of features houses, but ours is maps. So just make sure. But you'll see it. It's the one that has 45,000 followers on it.
Beautiful. So you got to get out there. You got to look at the lights during the holidays. Make sure you put that on your to-do list. Right. A lot of great families doing showcasing their homes, their lights, but more importantly, raising food donations.
Yep.
Right. Which is the key there. We're about out of time here, but I wanted to make sure that people get connected with you, get connected with Two Maids, the brand, and so please tell us how we can do that.
So yeah, there's a couple options. People, and one great thing about Two Maids is if you're super busy and you don't have a ton of time to make a phone call, you could go online. We do one thing that not many companies do. I don't really think there's any other company. You can book your cleaning online. You can go to twomaidscleaning.com and it'll probably take you right to Albuquerque and put in square footage, number of rooms, pets, and you can book your appointment right there.
Wow.
If you want to talk to somebody, you can just give us a call at 505-477-4457. And one of those two ways will be the easiest. If you want, you can also email us at albuquerque@twomaidscleaning.com.
All right. Albuquerque@twomaidscleaning.com. You've got all the information you need. So the key takeaway here is this. If you need some of your time back in your life, if you're busy, these guys get it. They understand, and they're there to help you solve your problem, and they're going to give you your time back so you can spend that where you want to spend it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Jared, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm looking forward to the holidays so that I can try to get on that list this year.
I know it's coming. It's already coming fast. It's only.
Don't worry. I only moved my decorations from the front yard to the back porch. I haven't put them away yet, so I'm like, we're going to get them out there. But hey, thank you guys for joining us today. We certainly appreciate you tuning in. Again, we are showcasing the Fundaxi Network, giving all of our wonderful business members the opportunity to showcase. And what you need to know about that is this is where business meets community right here. So tune in. We'll be back again. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Tim, the owner of Hydro Bar and the host of the Hydro Bar Fundaxi Networking Group. Again, thank you guys. Say bye-bye right there.
See you guys. Thank you.